So I know most of you are in a very stressful situation. We are in a pandemic situation right now and you are missing out on your live lectures, and most of you are confused on how to prepare and what to do in the short available period in the next 6 months, especially when it comes to obstetrics and gynecology. So what I will tell you is something about how to prepare on obstetrics and gynecology in a 3-week span. Okay, so you can finish it in a 3-week span if you follow the timetable, the schedule that I give you now. Okay, and that will really help you out for your NEET PG exams. So when it comes to different topics, I know you all have 19 different subjects for your NEET PG exams, out of which the priority subjects, the most important subjects, the final year subjects like medicine, surgery, OBG and pathology. Okay, so now out of these 4, medicine, surgery, OBG and pathology, though this pathology is not a final year subject, I am including this pathology in priority 1 list, first priority list, because you read pathology, it's like half of medicine is done. You read pathology, it's like 20% of OBG is done. So pathology is something which includes important subjects in each and every other subject. So pathology is also important. Now when it comes to medicine, surgery, OBG and pathology, remember, medicine, surgery, OBG, all the 3 have equal number of questions or equal weightage when it comes to NEET PG exam. Okay, so you say you have 30 questions from medicine, 30 questions from surgery, and you also have 30 questions from obstetrics and gynecology. Okay, so that means obstetrics and gynecology is as important as medicine and surgery. Okay, so but then you know the time taken to revise medicine is so vast. You will require at least a 20 to 30 days time to read medicine, and then to revise it you will require another 10 days. So it is impossible to finish medicine or surgery in a 3-week span with revision. But then when it comes to obstetrics and gynecology, it is yes possible. You can read it once, and you can, if you are dedicated, finish at least 2 revisions in obstetrics and gynecology in this 21 days span, that is 3-week span. Okay, so we'll just see how we will do this. When it comes to obstetrics and gynecology, though it includes 2 major subjects, obstetrics and gynecology, we have schedule list or syllabus list here for obstetrics, which includes almost 49 topics. Okay, now when you look at this syllabus copy, it looks like it is so very vast and it looks like you will not be able to finish it. But then if you look at the time required to go through and study each and individual topic, it will be hardly 1 hour or 45 minutes or sometimes half an hour. So each and every topic is split into small minute topics. So you have 49 topics given here in the obstetric syllabus copy, out of which few are the most important ones, the sure shot ones. Okay, so I will tell you which are the sure shot ones. But for now, what is the time required to study all the 49 obstetric topics? Okay, see, the total time required is somewhere around 53 to 55 hours if you follow the timetable that I have given you here. So for example, say the anatomy of the female reproductive tract, it hardly has some 5 to 10 MCQs. So you can finish it very well. You can finish it in 1 hour. Okay, so the time given for anatomy of the female reproductive tract is 1 hour. Okay, but then if you see physiological changes of pregnancy, it includes various systems like hematological system, cardiovascular system, respiratory system, renal system. So it will require 2 hours. Okay, so certain topics will require 1 hour, certain topics 2 hours, and certain topics half an hour, or based on what I have put here. You can prepare a timetable. Okay, so the total time required to finish obstetrics, okay, as of now, that means to read it once or to watch one lecture, it will be 53 to 55 hours. Okay, I'm telling to watch the lecture, online lectures once, or if you are reading it from some textbook, to finish reading it once you will require 50 to 55 hours. Okay, now the same thing for gynecology. Now see, this is the syllabus for gynecology when it comes to your NEET PG exam. Okay, and here again some topics require 1 hour, some topics require half an hour. There are certain other topics which will require more time, like see gynae oncology. Gynae oncology is the most important topic in the entire obstetrics and gynecology. Okay, so gynae oncology, 4 important malignancies are there: cervical cancer, endometrial cancer, ovarian cancer, and also include vulval cancer, and of course gestational trophoblastic cancer like choriocarcinoma into it. Okay, so you have 5 important malignancies, out of which gestational trophoblastic disease I have put under obstetrics. So here 4 malignancies for which I have allotted 8 hours. Okay, 8 hours. Similarly for contraception, see, we classify contraception into temporary and permanent techniques, and for temporary is the vast one, permanent is a small one. For temporary, again we will divide into female and male techniques. So female temporary, female permanent, and male permanent. So you have 4 different classifications under contraception, and to finish all this it will take at least 4 hours. Okay, so temporary female contraception technique alone requires 2 hours. It is a 2-hour lecture, and the other things will take half an hour to 1 hour. The permanent techniques and the male techniques will take half an hour to 1 hour each. So together this contraception chapter will require 4 hours. Okay, it will require 4 hours. Okay, so I have allotted timings accordingly. See, amenorrhea is one important topic which will again require 2 hours. So I have put the required time according to the time taken to deliver an online lecture. So if you add everything totally, it comes to around 35 hours. Okay, so 55 hours for obstetrics and 35 hours for gynecology. Okay, so 55 for obstetrics and 35 for gynecology means it comes to around 90 hours. 90 hours. Okay, so 80 to 90 hours roughly. Okay, and this 80 to 90 hours is only to watch an online lecture on these topics once. Okay, so to watch these topics, these lectures in the online platform once, you will require 80 to 90 hours. Okay, so now what are we planning for? We planning to finish the entire obstetrics and gynecology in 21 days. That means a 3-week planner. Okay, so how are we going to do this in the given 21 days? So 21 days means it's what? 21 days will be, supposing you read for 12 hours a day. That's the minimum a NEET PG aspirant has to spend with any online lecture or the MCQ guide that you have. You will have to at least spend 12 hours with your books or with your online lectures a day, so that 21 into 12 will make 252 available hours. Okay, so the available hours for obstetrics and gynecology alone, I am telling OBG, is 252 hours in the given 21 days. Okay, so now how are we going to utilize this 252 hours? So I am not going to tell you at what time you should wake up, when you should take your book, how many hours you should read in the morning, how many hours you should read in the afternoon, when you should take your lunch break, when you should take your tea break. No, nothing like that. Okay, because I know each and every individual is different when it comes to sleeping habits, eating habits. Okay, you follow your own schedule. Okay, someone has the habit of reading in the night, someone has the habit of reading in the afternoon, and there are some people who definitely want to take a small nap in the post meal session, post lunch session. Okay, so it depends on what you are comfortable with. Okay, now make sure that you spend at least 12 hours per day in your preparation in this 21 days or a 3 weeks OBG planner. That is what I am trying to tell you. Okay, so total available hours will be 252 hours. Okay, in this 252 hours, how are we going to divide this 252 hours? As I already told you, the time required for watching online lectures completely once will require 80 to 90 hours according to the schedule that we saw. Okay, so now what do? We divide this 252 hours into 80 plus 40, so 120. The remaining 100 hours will be divided into 50 and 50. Okay. So I'm dividing this into 80, 40, 50 and 50. Okay. Now who should follow this? Someone who has not started preparing obstetrics and gynecology, and someone who is looking forward to start their preparation with obstetrics and gynecology in the coming weeks. Someone who is fresh about OBG. Okay. Now what do? You divide this into 80, 40, 50 and 50, the available 252 hours. Okay. Now what is this first 80 hours for and the second 40 hours for? Okay. Now remember, usually when I teach my students, I tell them prepare your own notes with your own handwriting. My job is to deliver a lecture only. Now I will deliver a lecture and I will always want my students to write this with their own handwriting and make a notes for themselves. But now we are running short of time and we only have 4 to 5 months left, and in this available 5 months I am giving you a planner for OBG alone, and that is for 3 weeks. So if you ask me whether you have time to prepare your own notes with your own handwriting, the answer is no. You have no time to prepare your own notes. Okay. Instead, what you can do is you get a notes that is already available, either any MCQ guide for that matter. Okay. You can take any MCQ guide for that matter. Or if you have already enrolled with any of the online platforms or any of the coaching centers where they have provided you with one notes, you can take that as your notes. Okay. So what is ready? Now you have a notes that is ready made. Okay. That is a printed form of notes you already have. Okay. And now with this printed form of notes, you are going to first sit for this 80 hours lecture. Okay, with this printed form of notes, you are going to sit for this 80 hours of lecture. So what is the next 40 hours for? Okay, now remember, in this 80 hours, you will be able to only concentrate on the lecture. You will not be able to add any new points to your notes, the notes that you have in your hand. Neither you will be able to go through the notes, nor you will be able to add new points to the notes. Okay. So what is this notes for the next 40 hours for? Okay. Now you will be taking your notes, the printed notes that you have here in this 40 hours. Okay. Supposing you have a lecture which goes for 1 hour. Say you are watching a lecture on fibroid uterus, or you are watching a lecture on amenorrhea. Okay. Now this lecture amenorrhea takes 2 hours. Okay. Now in this 2 hours amenorrhea lecture, you will be discussing about primary amenorrhea, or you will be studying about primary amenorrhea, secondary amenorrhea and so on. In this 2 hours lecture of amenorrhea, okay, you will be spending the entire 2 hours to watch the video, and then the notes that you take, okay, it will have amenorrhea in it. That topic you have to read fully, and then whatever points are missing in the notes which were there in the lecture, you will be writing it in the notes with your own handwriting. Okay. So how much time will it take? Okay. If supposing the lecture takes 2 hours, then to go through the notes and to add new points to the notes, and to go through the notes, you will require 1 hour. You understand? So if the online lecture takes 2 hours, to go through the notes and to add new points to the notes, you will require 1 hour. Okay. Now why there is more requirement of time for online lecture and then for the notes it's only 1 hour? It's because remember, when the teacher teaches you a topic, the teacher has to explain some concepts, make it simplified and give facts and make you understand. To make you understand and to explain concepts, the teacher will require a little more time. And also, the teacher does not have anything printed on the screen. The teacher will be using the Surface Pro or iPad to write, and it will take some time for the teacher to write. So, for a topic, if the teacher requires 2 hours, if the faculty requires 2 hours, because you already have a printed notebook in your hand, the printed guide in your hand, to go through it and to add new points to it, it will take only half the time or 50% of the time of what the teacher actually required to give that lecture. So, in case the teacher require 2 hours here, for you to go through and add new points, you will require only 1 hour. So, it will take 3 hours totally. Okay. In that way, I am telling, if the total OBG lecture, the total obstetrics and gynecology lecture is for 80 hours, then to go through the notes and to add new points to it, add new points and add new questions to it, you will require 40 hours. Okay. So now in this 80 hours plus 40 hours, the total 120 hours. The total 120 hours, you have finished two things. One is you have finished watching the online lectures fully. The second is you have finished making your own notes in an already printed note. Okay. So the printed note, you will be adding your content to it. You will be highlighting the points whichever you are not confident about in that 40 hours. So now at the end of 120 hours, your notes is ready. Okay. At the end of 120 hours, your notes, your personalized, customized notes is ready. Okay. So now the frequently asked question is, should I only watch online lecture? Because we are in a pandemic situation, we do not have live classes here. We're going for online lectures definitely. But if it is a live class, then I would always tell my students, watch this live class, and that 80 hours of online lecture would equal to 80 hours of a live lecture. That's it. Okay. But anyway, if it is a live lecture and if you have enough time, then I would always suggest my students to write whatever is there in the, whatever is told in the live lecture by themselves and prepare a notes by themselves in their own handwriting from the very beginning. But because we are now running short of time, I am telling you, utilize this 80 plus 40, and that 40 you utilize that printed notes which is already available, the MCQ guide that you are following, or whatever notes you got from your online platform. You use it, add new points to it in your own handwriting, and then make it personalized or customized. So at the end of 120 hours, your notes is ready. Now the total available time for obstetrics and gynecology, as we discussed, is 252 hours. Okay. Now in this 250 hours, 120 hours gone, what is remaining is 130 hours. Okay. Now what are we going to do in this 130 hours, precious 130 hours? Remember, we are going to now divide this 130 hours into 50 plus 50 plus 30. 50 plus 50 plus 30. Okay. Now what are we going to do in the first 50 hours? In the first 50 hours, okay, now you will be spending this first 50 hours only to once again revise the customized, personalized notes that you are ready with. You are going to spend this first 50 hours for revision 1. I would call it revision 1. Okay. Now quickly go through it. Supposing you required say 1 hour to watch one particular topic, say anatomy of the female reproductive tract. Supposing you required 1 hour to watch the video, and then you required another half an hour to add new points to it. So in the first session, if you required 1.5 hours to make that personalized notes or customized notes that you wanted to, in the next revision, in this 50 hours, you will be taking only half an hour to quickly go through it and revise it. Okay. So that is for the next 50 hours. This is your first revision. So now at the end of this 50 hours, You have finished 3 things. You have watched all online lectures. You have prepared a customized notes for yourself from the already pre-existing printed notes, and you have finished revising it once. The theory part you have finished revising it once. Okay. Now we have 80 hours remaining. We have 50 plus 30 hours. What are we going to do in this 50 and 30 hours? This 50 hours is exclusively for MCQs. Okay, this is exclusively for MCQs. So you have finished revising your content or the subject 2 times. One is watching the lecture and then preparing the notes and then again revising once. Now MCQs, where are you going to get the MCQs from? Okay. Now in this pandemic situation, the sources of MCQs, the available sources of MCQs are: number 1, your MCQ guide. You have an MCQ guide with you. Okay. Number 2, your online platform. Okay. Your online platform. Okay. And in this online platform, you will have subject-wise test series, you will have grand test series. Wherever you come across OBG MCQs, you will have to finish the OBG MCQs in this given 50 hours. So obviously it will take half an hour. When you are already thorough with the content, the topic, and you have revised it once, solving the MCQs will only take 50% of what was required to watch the lecture initially. Okay, so if you had spent 1 hour in watching a lecture, then it will require only 30 minutes to just solve the MCQs in that particular topic. And you can, if at all you find any MCQ difficult, you can mark it then and there and take the customized notes that you have prepared for yourself, and whichever MCQ was new to you, whichever MCQ was not there in the notes that you have prepared, you can add those points. Okay, so in this 50 hours, what you are going to do is solve MCQs, at the same time add new MCQs. Add new MCQs to the notes that you have prepared. Okay, so last 30 hours. So by the end of this 220 hours, you would have finished revising obstetrics and gynecology once, and solving the MCQ itself is like one other revision. So almost it's like 2 revisions done. Okay. So last 30 hours, what are you going to do? This extra edge. Okay. Now this extra edge is for 3 important things. Okay. What are they for? Okay. Number 1, this extra edge is for discussion, sharing the knowledge, transferring the knowledge. Okay. Discussion, sharing and transferring the knowledge with your friends. Okay. So supposing you take one topic, that topic solving the MCQ took say half an hour. Now take the same topic, say for example fibroid uterus. Now to watch the lecture of fibroid, it took 1 hour. And again to revise it and make a notes, it took half an hour. And then to solve MCQs, it took another half an hour. Now around 20 minutes will be there left. And in this 20 minutes, you and your friend, whoever you're preparing with, okay, you will quickly discuss some important MCQ points. You will see if there is any picture-based question or any image related to that particular topic, fibroid, okay, and you will find, or if at all any new MCQs are there in any new online platform. If your friend tells you, you are also going to note that down in the notes that you have prepared. Okay, so this is the purpose of having last 30 hours. So last 30 hours is for 3 important things. One is you're going to discuss with your friends, share and transfer the knowledge. Second is you are going to improvise your notes, okay, to improvise your notes by adding new points that your friend or anybody tells you. And the third point is, if at all there is image image based question in that particular topic. You are going to draw that image or with your own hand, and whatever maximum MCQs you can get from that image, you are going to mark it. So this is ultimately finally improvising your notes, at the same time sharing your knowledge with your friends, and at the same time revising it finally. Okay, so this is the strategy for complete obstetrics and gynecology in 21 days. So if you follow this in 21 days, you can crack 30 important questions. 30 questions from obstetrics and gynecology. Okay, so remember, obs and gyn is as important as medicine, as important as surgery, so it has got equal weightage. Okay, now I will tell you the high yielding topics in obstetrics and gynecology. What all topics are consistently questions have been coming from few topics in the past few years, which are considered to be high yielding topics. So when it comes to obstetrics, now there are around 14 topics that I have mentioned here in the screen, high yielding topics. Now out of these 14 topics, 6 topics are very important. In the last few years, I had not seen one question paper without a question from these topics. Okay, so what are those 6 most yielding topics in obstetrics? Okay, these are the 6 most important topics in obstetrics. Number 1, physiological changes of pregnancy. Number 2, stages of labor and partogram. So definitely you can expect a picture from partogram. Okay, next is postpartum hemorrhage. Okay, postpartum hemorrhage is very important, friends, because postpartum hemorrhage hemorrhage is the most common cause of maternal mortality in our country at present. Okay, and that is why there is no question paper without a question from hemorrhage. Okay, so definitely either any kind of obstetrical hemorrhage, either an antepartum hemorrhage or postpartum hemorrhage will be there in the question, irrespective of whether it is a NEET PG exam or an AIIMS exam or a JIPMER exam, whatever it is. Okay, so postpartum hemorrhage, very important. Gestational trophoblastic diseases, yes, we continuously getting questions in the recent years from this topic as well. Hypertensive disorders in pregnancy, very important. Why? Because I told you hemorrhage is the most common cause for maternal mortality in our country at present. Okay, the second most important cause is sepsis, but then hypertensive disorders complicating pregnancy would soon replace these two, sepsis and postpartum hemorrhage, because we're taking all precautions to prevent hemorrhage, we're taking all precautions to prevent infections, and therefore hypertensive disorders of pregnancy is on the increasing trend, and it is soon expected to replace this hemorrhage as a cause of maternal mortality in our country. So hypertension, very important. And NST and CTG, antepartum fetal surveillance, means basically NST and CTG, which is very important. You will get pictures. So where all can you expect pictures? You can expect pictures from partogram, which we've been consistently getting in the past few years. You can also expect pictures from NST and CTG. Okay, these two you can expect pictures. Okay, now what I want you to do is, apart from studying the MCQ guides and watching online lectures, you and your friend, whoever is preparing with you, let your friend prepare a partogram, put a partogram of her own imagination and ask you to solve, and you prepare a partogram with markings with your own imagination and ask your friend to solve. By doing this, you will get trained to it and you will be ready to face any kind of difficult partogram picture that the examiner gives you. Okay, so partogram pictures, NST pictures, CTG pictures, very important. Okay, so these are the maximum yielding topics in obstetrics and gynecology. Apart from these 6 important topics, we have few other important topics which are, as usual, pelvis and fetal skull, the diameters of the pelvis, diameters of the skull, and the normal mechanism of labor. This includes malpresentations as well, like face, breech, and apart from this, surgical emergencies in pregnancy and medical comorbidities in pregnancy. So medical comorbidities means, obviously I told you, hypertension and diabetes. Okay, hypertension and diabetes. Okay, apart from this, early pregnancy complications like abortions, ectopic pregnancy, multiple pregnancies. These are the high yielding topics. In the initial syllabus copy, I showed you around 49 obstetric topics. Out of those 49 obstetric topics, maximum yielding topics are these 14 topics. Okay. So when it comes to gynecology, we had around 12 to 15 topics in gynecology, out of which most important, okay, please dear students, take it from me, most important topic in the entire obstetrics and gynecology is oncology. Okay, I am telling you, there is no question paper without oncology. There is no question paper without gyne-oncology. Okay, there is no question paper without a question on cancer cervix. Okay, for obvious reasons, cancer cervix is the most common cause of death due to malignancy among Indian women. Cancer cervix is the second most common gynec malignancy, most common genital malignancy among Indian women. Okay, so very important topic, cancer cervix. Okay, CA endometrium, CA ovary, vulva, and don't forget choriocarcinoma. Don't forget choriocarcinoma. Okay, so 5 important topics, gyne-oncology. I am again stressing on this. In the entire obstetrics and gynecology, the most important is oncology. In fact, more important than obstetrics, I would say, is oncology. Okay, so I told you it will require 8 hours to watch the lectures alone in oncology. If you see Doc Tutorials app and if you see the lectures, oncology will be given more importance, and it will be an 8 hours lecture with all the recent updates included in it. Okay, so it will be an 8 hours lecture of oncology. And apart from this, infertility, amenorrhea, contraception, fibroids, AUB, these are the 5 important topics. Other topics are not very important, like endometriosis, adenomyosis, urogynecology. All these are not very as important as the topics that are mentioned here. Okay, now if you ask me, after oncology, which is the second most important topic, the second most important is contraception. Okay, so if at all you are just planning to start your preparation with obs and gyne in the coming weeks, so if you are worried about which one to begin with and which one to proceed with, okay, my answer is start with oncology. So spend this 8 hours plus 4 hours for oncology to prepare your own notes. At the end of 12 hours, you will be ready with your own oncology notes. Gyne-oncology I am talking about. Okay. Now after this gyne-oncology 12 hours, you will begin with contraception. Okay. After this gyne-oncology 12 hours, you will begin with contraception, and the time I allotted for contraception is 4 hours. 4 hours for lecture, and then you will require 2 hours to upgrade your notes. So at the end of 6 hours, you are ready with your own notes on contraception. Okay, so oncology followed by contraception followed by infertility, and then you will go for amenorrhea, and then the remaining topics like fibroids and AUB. This is the order of preparation when it comes to gynec, in the order of importance I am telling. Okay, so this is it. Obstetrics, of course, the first 6 important topics that I have already mentioned to you, you will be preparing first. Okay, so this is it when it comes to order of topics, which I'm just giving you my view on how important the topics are and in what order you should proceed. But if you have already started preparing, and or if you have any other difference of opinion, or you are comfortable with different topics at different timings and you are not willing to follow this order, then it's well and good. Okay, it's okay to decide the order of topics by yourself, but then stick to the time. Only then you can finish the entire obstetrics and gynecology in the given 21 days. Okay, if you want to read contraception first and then go to oncology, it's okay, but then make sure that you finish the lecture in 4 hours and you finish preparing notes in 2 hours, so that by the end of 6 hours you have the contraception notes prepared by yourself ready in your hand. Okay, so that's what I'm stressing on. Okay, so this is about high yield topics in obs, high yield topics in gynecology. Now coming to sources, I already told you, now we are running short of time, so we have only 5 months for our entire preparation, and in this 5 months we only have 21 days for obs and gyne. Okay, In this 21 days of OBS and Gyne, if you have to prepare the entire OBS and Gyne with revision, there is no time for textbook reading here. Okay, final year students, you have adequate time for textbook reading. If you have to pick two among these three, final year students can omit MCQ guides and final year students can pick textbooks. Okay, final year students can watch lectures and pick textbooks. Okay, but then NEET PG aspirants, please remember, you don't have time to take textbooks now. You only have a short span of time. In the 3-week OBG planner that we have scheduled, you only have time for online lectures and MCQ guides. Okay, online lectures and MCQ. If only you follow these two, you will be preparing your own notes and you will be able to revise it at least twice and solve MCQs at the end of 21 days. Okay, so this is for NEET PG aspirants textbooks, not for NEET PG aspirants. Okay, so frequently asked questions. Now students, what they usually ask me is, madam, do I have to definitely watch online lectures? Students will ask me, is it enough to read the MCQ guide alone and finish it? Is it important to have a lecture by a faculty? My answer is definitely yes. You need to watch some kind of an online lecture. Definitely yes. Okay. There are people who have cracked the exams even without lectures by just reading the notes alone. Okay, but then if you see the toppers, the people who have secured the first 500 ranks in NEET exams, all of them would have attended some form of lecture either in an online platform or a personalized or a face-to-face lecture. Any kind of lecture definitely is required. So why is a lecture required? Why not you just follow the guide and go? Okay, 3 things. Okay, lecture gives extra edge. Lecture explains the concepts. Okay, it makes you understand the subject. Okay, it guides you in the right way. Okay, lecture not only tells you this is the point, this is the most common cause of postpartum hemorrhage, or this is the most common cause of amenorrhea. No, it's not just that. Okay, lecture also gives you some tips on how to remember it. Okay, lecture gives you mnemonics. So many are there. Okay, so it is important to watch lecture because lecture makes it simple, makes it conceptual, makes it fact based, and you get better orientation when you watch lecture. So definitely yes, if you want to secure the top 500, the first 500 ranks. But if you are not aiming for that first 500 ranks, then it's optional whether to watch lecture or not, whether to choose between lecture or an MCQ guide if you have to choose either one. Okay, now can I finish OBS and Gyne in 3 weeks? Definitely yes, I'm telling you. See, what I told you is not just a planner that I made now. Whatever I am sharing with you is what I followed when I was preparing for my All India exams. Okay, almost it was 10 years back, but then what I followed when I prepared for my All India exam, PG entrance exam, I'm sharing with you. It is just this 21 days in which I made it. Okay, so yes, you can crack it if you spend 12 hours a day in a scheduled manner. Okay, fine. Next is, what should I prepare a handwritten notes now? I already told you, no, not now. Okay, you have to prepare or improvise a printed guide for now, because if you are just about to start your preparation, okay, you don't have adequate time now. Do I have to read textbooks? Again, the answer is no, you don't have to read textbooks now. You don't have time to read textbooks. For final year students, you can take your textbooks and read, but not for PG aspirants. Okay, discussion with friends, remember, is very important. Okay, if you ask any PG aspirant who has secured a top 500 rank within the top 500, they will definitely tell you that discussion is as important as watching an online lecture or preparing a notes or reading an MCQ guide. It is equally important. So please do discuss with your friends and share knowledge, transfer knowledge, and that is when you will improvise yourself. Okay, so this is the 3-week planner for obstetrics and gynecology, and I hope it will be useful to you if you strictly follow it. Okay, and please don't forget to give your feedbacks to me and tell me whether you followed it and how useful it was for you. Okay, and also don't give up when it comes to your dream subject. Okay, your dream PG seat. Okay, all the best to you all. Stay safe, stay at home.